rubbish that my mind says, 'cause I've been fighting for a few days.
Welcome everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nathan Draper Olsen. I've been doing internet marketing and online ventures for a long time. But basically what I'm giving is a formula that we've been doing that helps rank your Google My Business or your Google Business profile. I've reverted to just calling it Google Maps because over the years they've continued to change the name so many times. It's just easier to tell a business owner Google Maps. So basically on Google Maps, there's areas that you can see in the screenshots. Take this one here, for example. You can see that basically we started out basically 2s over in this area, and as we continue on, we can target specific areas and turn those 2s into 1s. And when you look down on the certain side of the maps, when you're looking down at the bottom, you can see there's 4s, 5s, 3s, and we start changing those, and we're doing it specifically to these areas. So you can see we focused on this area, and then when we implemented this strategy into it, that area got better. And you can see then we're like, okay, well, over on this area could use some work. So then we start implementing into that area, and we kind of see similar results. That area starts to increase until we have gone through each of these sections and implemented this strategy to boost these rankings. Now this strategy could be used, it can either be black hat, white hat, gray hat, and I'm going to give you the tools and the processes on how you can achieve this, and how you can basically implement your own strategies. I'm going to give you a few of the ideas or a few of the things that we started out using and testing, but as time went on and we progressed, I found out a really killer strategy that's working great for us. But there's a million different ways you could use these and basically make this happen and get better ranking. Alright, so each one of these pin drops represents a GPS location, and each of those locations, as most of you probably already know, factors is when people are searching for you in those areas, or leaving a review in those areas, or getting driving directions and things like that. Behavior is a ranking factor. Now, what we do is we can mimic or create this basically naturally without using any kind of software or paying anybody to do this. There's a way you can get this traffic and do these things, and it's not really that complex. It's actually pretty easy. So let's kind of go over that a little bit better. What am I talking about? I am talking about NFCs. And so with an NFC, you can go in and you can create these. There's so many different ways. You can create flyers, you can create stickers, you can do all sorts of things. So as an example, a black hat method would be to basically trick people into using your NFC, which would redirect them to some kind of behavior on your property. Property being Google Maps, driving directions, call, whatever action you were trying to perform, you could program into that NFC. Now, we've done that, and there's lots of different ways. As I said, there's black hat ways, as in tricking people. You could trick them into thinking they're doing something else, or you could create a scavenger hunt. We've done all sorts of stuff for different types of clients. White hat would be to create partnerships. As an example, if you did car keys, you could partner up with auto repair shops and things. That way that you could have your flyer or whatever on their desk or whatever, and vice versa. When people needed auto repair things, they would have the same thing in your office, linking back to them. And you could create all of these different ones, and it'll funnel all this traffic and behavior, and it increases your rankings. Now, as I said, there is black hat ways and different things you can do with these. In fact, you could actually create an NFC like we did at one point, and it would take you to a website, or your client's website, or your website. And on that website, it would actually have all the different places they can leave you a review. Why? Because Google's as you know, has probably filtered your reviews at one point or time or another, or even recently. That's usually because you're not getting reviews anywhere else, which makes all these reviews that you're working so hard for on Google look fake, or Google basically can filter them. So I would recommend, if you're trying to obtain reviews, don't just focus on Google. We all know Google is one of the more important ones, and that's why we do that. But you should still be trying to get reviews on Yelp. You should still be trying to get reviews on any of the other platforms that are important for your industry. So if, whatever that may be, if based on what you do, but you should be getting reviews other places, the BBB, anywhere, because basically if you're not controlling that, all it could take is one review and that drops you down to 1 star. And even though it's not Google, it's seen on Google. So you need to focus on those things. So let's go over some of the other stuff that I said I would go, like the fake listing takedown. That is really good for businesses, because I know there's a lot of these businesses out there that don't even exist. They're selling leads, whatever it may be. Their business name is the exact keyword. So I'm going to show you how we've been able to remove them fairly easy using an NFC. So basically with an NFC, we've gone to the properties that they're supposedly at, which are usually empty warehouses or empty places, or it may even be a completely different business. But at the end of the day, if nothing's there, we can put a business card or a flyer or whatever up, and with the NFC that says, hey, are you angry that you were tricked to coming to a business that doesn't exist, or whatever, however you wanted to word it. And then they click that and automatically takes them to report that listing. And what we noticed is relatively quick, especially in highly populated areas. Like within a week, these listings are gone, because there is people going to these places and Google's seeing that traffic and they think that's traffic, but it's not traffic because they don't really exist there. So if people see that and they get angry, because a lot of people just be like, oh, it's not open, they'll open up Google and they'll find a different place. But if there's a little NFC there that just says, hey, scan here, report it, most people report it. And the good news is it's different devices, different IPs, and it works. It takes down these listings. And you don't have to worry about this happening to a legitimate business, because as long as you're open and your hours are right, if you're putting 24 hours and you aren't 24 hours, I hope that you know what you're doing. That's all I got to say, because if you're not really 24 hours and you're not abiding by the rules, and people are putting these things on the door, even when you're after hours or whatever, and you don't notice, or you do notice, it doesn't matter. Regardless, it's going to get taken down, or you're going to be penalized, or something's going to happen. Now, I know it's not fair because a lot of people are doing it and cheating the system, but at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make money here. We either all have to break the rules, or we all have to follow the rules, or eventually the rule breakers do get in trouble. Yeah, they made money for a few years or this or that or whatever, but eventually it always catches up. So yeah, we put these NFCs on the door and bam, they're gone. Now that listing's gone, you moved up and replaced them because maybe you were in number 2 and these spammers have been there number 1. Well, they're gone now. So that's a really cool thing you can do with an NFC. We do all sorts of stuff with NFCs. Some of the other more black hat stuff that we did was we created flyers that were just kind of humorous, like this one here, similar to this. Curiosity killed the cat, then the NFC tag. Well, they would scan that to see what it is or whatnot, and lo and behold, they was kind of go over your listing. Now, we'd post these obviously in places that made sense. We actually got jobs from it, which is kind of funny. But you could do that. A more white hat way would be that you would go to like supermarkets, sporting stores, and places that allow you to hang flyers. You would hang your flyer with the NFC on it. You could even have it to where you had multiple business cards with the NFC on it, to where they could take one with them. They could tap it, scan it, get what they need. More industry specific things based on what you do would depend on where you would post these, in my opinion. As an example, if you sold fish or fish products, you would want to probably be where people do that kind of stuff, or where they get their water, or where they get this for the fish or that, or you'd make partnerships there, or you would figure out if they have a bulletin board or somewhere where you can hang these things and do that. Depending on your industry, it would depend on where those places are and how much creativity you would have to put into it. But we've done stuff from we don't just use these to get Google. We use these to get Yelp reviews. We use this to boost that. and it gives you a lot more control. And like I said, most phones nowadays have this capability. They just tap it and boom, it takes them to your link, and you can program these to do so many different things. We tested doing some loops and all sorts of crazy stuff, but in the end, what we found is when we did this, and you don't have to put one in every GPS location. If you're ranking poorly in a certain like a 5-mile radius, try to get some up in that 5-mile radius, and you're gonna see it boosts, it goes, because based on carrier and phone, it's not gonna be exactly precise anyway on the data that goes back. It should be, but it's not. At the end of the day, it helps your rankings. It really does. And you're not paying for fake traffic or fake this, fake that. You're getting real traffic. And if you set it up correctly, it's legit. It's not even black hat. It can be white hat, because you can put these anywhere. If you had as an example, you could even do, like, sometimes you have carnivals, or they have parades, and with the parade you're handing out candy or whatever, or you're giving away something, and with those you're giving these NFCs out for people to scan, and like I said, but you got to mix them up. You can't do the same action over and over, otherwise that looks weird. Google's going to wonder why all these people are going to this direct link to this specific action. So you do got to mix your NFCs up so that they're different. Driving directions, phone number, website, doing this, doing that, leaving a review. Obviously, you don't want to just go out and post some for a review, because that would be crazy. People would click it, be mad that it's not what they wanted, leave you a negative review. Obviously, be smart about it. And basically, depending on your industry, you should be able to do this. And like I said, I'll probably be unleashing some more, going more into details about how you can do these things. But I thought I'd throw this up to see what other people thought. Thanks for checking it out, the video, and joining me. And if you have any questions, drop them below. Give me some feedback if you need to learn what tools you use, where to get NFCs and all that. I'm more than happy to share more details. I just need to know what people are interested in. I do this out of my own free time, and I'm just trying to help other people. So yeah, drop me some information. Let me know, what can I help you with? How can I assist you in helping your clients or your own business with NFCs? And also check out the forum, SEOisn'tdead.com. Just check that out. Drop some questions in there. I'd love to answer them. And yeah, and I'd like to thank Seth Bonnell for letting me use his music in the video. That helps. I believe in helping people, as you already have probably learned. I believe in helping friends, family, strangers, doesn't matter. Anyway, have a great day.
The feeling that you give me with your perfect ways. I may have said too much, well,